The history of our own country carries important lessons for the people of today. Can we switch off the noise that surrounds us long enough to think and recall the dramas and debates which once gave America its famous liberty? If ever we needed to remember, it is now, when that liberty is so thoroughly endangered by the very sorts of tyrants that our founders warned us of. Let's recall the words of a great American called Thomas Jefferson. I do not know whether it is to yourself or Mr. Adams that I am to give my thanks for the copy of the new Constitution. I beg leave through you to place them where due. It will be yet 3 weeks before I shall receive them from America. There are very good articles in it, and very bad. I do not know which preponderate. What we have lately read in the history of Holland, in the chapter of the stadtholder, would have sufficed to set me against a chief magistrate eligible for a long duration, if ever I had been disposed towards one. And what we have always read of the elections of Polish kings should have forever excluded the idea of one continuable for life. Wonderful is the effect of impudent and persevering lying. The British ministry have so long hired their gazetteers to repeat and muddle into every form of lies about our being in anarchy, that the world has at length believed them. The English nation has believed them. The ministers themselves have come to believe them. And what is more wonderful, we have believed them ourselves. Yet where does this anarchy exist? Where did it ever exist, except in the single instance of Massachusetts? And can history produce an instance of a rebellion so honorably conducted? I say nothing of its motives. They were founded in ignorance, not wickedness. God should forbid we should ever be 20 years without such a rebellion. The people cannot be all and always well informed. The part which is wrong will be discontented in proportion to the importance of the facts that they misconceive. If they remain quiet under such misconceptions, it is lethargy, the forerunner of death to the public liberty. If we had 13 states independent now 11 years, there has been one rebellion. That comes to one rebellion in a century and a half for each state. What country ever existed a century and a half without a rebellion? And what country can preserve its liberties if their rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? Let them take arms. The remedy is to set them right as to facts, pardon and pacify them. What signify a few lives lost in a century or two? The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. It is its natural manure. Our convention has been too much impressed by the insurrection of Massachusetts, and in the spur of the moment they are setting up a kite to keep the hen yard in order. I hope in God this article will be rectified before the new Constitution is accepted. Thomas Jefferson to William Stephen Smith. Paris, 17 November 1787. Thomas Jefferson was the 3rd President of the United States. Have you heard him clearly? Jefferson warned us about surrendering power for a long duration to one chief magistrate or king. During his time, there were many examples of tyrants who were granted power, misused it, and refused to surrender it. The longer they were in office, the greater the risk to the people. Our citizens have an absolute duty to defend their own liberty, and they must retain their ability and willingness to overthrow tyrants. Jefferson warned against gun control. His exact words were, "Let them take arms." And we, the people, must be ready to use them. He warns against lethargy, the disease of the couch surfers of our time. That condition can be the death of liberty, as he puts it. In one wonderful sentence, he reminds us that freedom exists only when the rulers fear the people. He puts it this way: what country can preserve its liberty if the rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? So here we have a founding father telling us we need to defend our liberty or lose it. How healthy is the tree of liberty now? Do we see it clad in brown leaves and begging for the waters of renewal? Ask yourself, are we really ready to see our inherited liberty die just because we preferred to change the channel? Or worse still, because we want to stay asleep in a relaxed condition of lethargy? It's up to you.